Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, a story broke over on the New Yorker. There's been so much news, I'm just getting around to it. But for anybody who hasn't read it yet, it's pretty interesting. It's about Kimberly Guilfoyle. And most people, originally she was known as kind of a rising star at Fox News. She was once co hosting their popular show called The Five. She's been more infamously known lately as a surrogate and campaign finance chairperson for the Trump campaign, and as John Jr.'s girlfriend, with whom he had an affair while he was still married. But it's now come out that the reason she left Fox was not of her own volition. She originally said that she left willingly. She was getting more involved with Don Jr., and she didn't want it to be a conflict of interest. Well, no, that's not really true. So it appears that she was fired in 2018. And of course, if you guys aren't familiar with her, she's the one who basically was screaming her entire speech at the Republican National Convention, the best is yet to come. I mean, it was just like this seemingly coke-fueled screaming tirade that she gave. It was absolutely ridiculous. But now we can add to her list of accomplishments accused sexual harasser, because one of her former assistants apparently filed a 42-page complaint that contained all kinds of allegations, including the fact that she was frequently required to work at Guilfoyle's apartment, and that she was naked when she would go over to help her, that she would show her photos of men's junk, and that, a lot of these men were men that Guilfoyle had had sex with. Why she's taking pictures of their junk, I'm not sure. She supposedly spoke just incessantly about her sex life. She demanded that the assistant massage her thighs one day when they were bare. She also, I guess the assistant had complained to her about sexual harassment at Fox, about men harassing her, and Guilfoyle not only, discouraged her from reporting it to human resources, but she actually encouraged her to have sex with some of these Fox employees as sexual favors to get ahead. And she told her that she had done it too. So she encouraged her to sleep with wealthy and powerful men. She asked her to critique her naked body. She demanded that the assistant share a room with her when they went on business trips. She required her to sleep over at her apartment. So Fox began looking into these allegations in 2017. And this was part of the backlash over Roger Ailes and all the sexual assault accusations and harassment allegations that had come out in the wake of the Ailes story. So attorneys were already looking into stuff. So they started looking into this Guilfoyle story. And apparently this assistant worked not just for Guilfoyle, but also for another man who she also accused of sexually harassing her. So this poor girl, I mean, she got this job, from the way it sounded, right out of college. So she was young, impressionable, and she just wanted to do a good job. Other people at Fox described her as smart, hard worker, good kid. And they said by the time she left, she was just broken because of all this. So Guilfoyle, as things started to bubble up and the attorneys were investigating and starting to speak with this girl, whose name they're not giving out because she is allegedly, a sexual harassment victim, Guilfoyle offered her hush money and other perks. So it came out through their interviews that she offered her sums as large as $1 million. She offered her a private plane ride to Rome. She offered to give her a percentage of her future speaking fees, as well as an on-air reporting opportunity. And then when that all failed, she threatened retaliation. So she threatened to expose information that the assistant had shared with her about her personal life. And she also tried to intimidate her by reminding her of her great connections with the Fox legal team. And she would brag about how she had the ability to ruin the reputation of her enemies. The New Yorker said that when they were reporting on this and putting this whole story together, they were in fact contacted by associates of Guilfoyle who offered personal information about the assistant. You know, these people have no shame. Well, in the end, Fox ended up paying her assistant $4 million, supposedly, and Guilfoyle was pushed out. Now, the assistant allegedly had confided in others while the harassment was actually taking place. And so the New Yorker independently confirmed many of these accusations with third parties, some of whom even witnessed various incidences, including one person who said, yeah, I saw Guilfoyle naked in front of her assistant, and it was like something you just wanted to get away from. It was that disturbing. And they also spoke with former and current Fox employees, and they even corroborated the claim that Guilfoyle often shared inappropriate photos at work. She shared also with them, just like the assistant, photos of male junk, male genitalia, and that, you know, some were her sexual partners, some were fans that had sent her photos. Other employees complained about Guilfoyle sharing porn in the office. And the hair and makeup artists actually were so disturbed by Guilfoyle and her, what they described as graphic sexual conversations, that the hair and makeup artist lodged a complaint with Fox about it. So the New Yorker spoke with several people, but one really stood out. This Sergio Gore, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's the chief of staff for Trump's Victory Finance Committee. He said, quote, "She always puts others ahead of herself and is unfailingly generous and ethical." Really? Seriously? Was she putting others ahead of herself when she slept with another woman's husband? Was she being generous and ethical when she did that, when she had an affair with a married man? Come on, really? Oh my gosh, these people. I don't even think they think about it. I think it's all so normal to them. It's all just something that's acceptable in their world that they don't even, I don't know. Either they don't think about it or they're just the biggest liars and hypocrites. The other thing that came up, which clearly shows that she does not put others ahead of herself, she's not generous, she's not ethical. Guilfoyle backed and defended Roger Ailes, who was accused and sued by so many women. It was the final nail in the coffin of Roger Ailes' career, because it came out that he just had been harassing and assaulting women for decades at this company. And a former Fox employee said that Guilfoyle even coordinated with Ailes and that she led what they referred to as a public relations campaign in an effort to defend Ailes and also disparage and discredit his victims. So as you may or may not know, their former anchor, Gretchen Carlson, was the first one. She was kind of the first hole in the dam to break. And she accused Ailes of harassing her for a long time. And apparently Guilfoyle just went after her and others. And then author and journalist Brian Stelter wrote in his book, Hoax, that Guilfoyle told employees that they had better support Ailes and that she was, quote, taking notes. And one former colleague told Stelter that Guilfoyle made it known that there would be retribution for not supporting Ailes. And people surmised that she was hoping to get her own show by displaying her loyalty in this egregious way. So she's a shit person. She's just a shit person. Honestly, come on. I'm not a big fan of Governor Gavin Newsom in California, but boy, did he dodge a bullet. He dodged a big bullet. And for anybody who doesn't know, yeah, they were married at one point. That was her first husband. And she's now part of the Trump campaign and supports Trump, who also is a sexual predator and has been accused by about 50 women, including 3 rapes and 1 of a child. So she definitely has a type. There's definitely a certain type of man that she defends and stands by. But as always, guys, like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.